Hello world. It is January 27th, 2020, and I'm here with a message. Yesterday, Kobe Bryant died tragically in a helicopter accident with his daughter and 7 other people, including the pilot. This is a national tragedy, and I don't mean to say but in a way to undermine or undermine what actually happened, but when you really think about this situation, it comes at very, very, very particular timing. And with things like these, you have to really pay attention, because it's a very big point in our history, and you have to understand who has the power over that kind of thing. Now, before I really go into detail about what I think about this situation, you have to understand this is not an Illuminati video. This isn't somebody who's telling you, hey, I think that the Hollywood has some. I'm not even going that far. It's all possible, yes, maybe, but that's not what I'm thinking when I'm talking about this. I'm talking straight off logic versus non-logic, fact versus non-fact. Kobe Bryant was a legend, an American cultural icon, but Kobe also was a very big target. And when I say a very big target, I mean a lot of people had something to gain out of the situation. And the way I see it is, it comes off in a way a little too poetic. Things like these, they happen, and when they're an accident, there really are true accidents. Like they come out of nowhere. But this comes with a sense of ironic, in a way poetic. The guy gets passed by his rival, and this goes beyond basketball. That's my main thing that I feel like I think about. This isn't a basketball thing. Like, this is life and death. This is a man who's here, who's gone now. So take it as that. But the fact that his 20-year career, his main rival, passes him one day and he's gone the next, what exactly does that mean? What exactly does that change? Well, it changes a lot. It changes almost everything when you really think about it. Kobe Bryant was essentially the youth of America, literally. Anybody who's pretty much at the age of 30, literally, if you are 30 right now, you are what this was targeted for. You know Kobe Bryant. There is no 30-year-old right now who does not know Kobe Bryant. I'm not 30 and I know Kobe Bryant, but I know every single 30-year-old knows Kobe Bryant, love Kobe Bryant. Even if you weren't a Kobe Bryant fan, you appreciated the mindset that he had, because that's how we were raised. There are certain iconic people that raise us. So when things happen to these people, you have to take it with a sense of who could have used this. Like, who has an advantage right now? So who's the first people you think about when something happens to them? You remember Whitney Houston, Bobby Brown. Like, it was automatically somebody to point a finger at. Now Kobe Bryant, it's LeBron James. And it's to me, it just still comes off in a way of, let me think about this. Perfect example. LeBron James. He literally says the most heartfelt Kobe speech the night before, as if somebody could look and say he knew. Somebody could look at that situation and say he had to know. There's no way he didn't. It's as if he honored him by passing him in his hometown, or in the other way that somebody could turn into the negative, in his hometown, knowing that he's gonna pass. It just doesn't hit that accident standpoint. It just doesn't. Jay-Z, Rockefeller, probably the head of some black secret whatever, has some random brunch, like a couple days. Like, these things just don't happen that random. All these celebrities come together for one thing, then one person gets celebrated for another thing, and then it just so happens that that person dies. So, quote unquote. Now let me actually give my opinion on this at this point. At this point, I'm just kind of painting the picture of my mindset at this point. Just something is not right. This is Kobe Bryant. Excuse me. But this is Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant was, again, the childhood of the Americans of right now. The Americans who are about to run this country grew up on Kobe Bryant. So when I looked at this, what is the first thing I noticed? This is a Grammy death. And when it comes with Grammy deaths, this is the second time in my lifetime where I knew the actual person to where it not really affected me, but I seen exactly like how it affected people. Let me put it that way. So I'll go back to, when was the last time this happened? Whitney Houston, Grammy death, 2012. 2012, 2020. Think about that for a second. What did those 2 years have in common? Well, I'll tell you. They were very, very, very anticipated years, and for two reasons. 2020 was the new 2000 in a way. Everybody seen that as a fresh start. They got through the 2019 was just all the problems of it just felt like it went away with the 2020s. Everybody felt like this is a fresh start, starting new, a new decade. Let's see what happens. And tragedy hits in January. Grammy. What was 2012? 2012 was the world's gonna end. This is our final year. We have to do it big this year. In a way, it was a sense of fear, but at the same time, it was a sense of I have to put all my effort into life now. It was a big year for a lot of people. Whether people want to admit it or not, people always remember 2012 as a year. It wasn't just a regular year. People remember the year 2012, just like people remember the year 2020 now. But as I say this, and as I really think about it, again, what do these two deaths have in common? Well, both have a sense of irony. Whitney Houston in an overdose in a bathtub. I'm not even going to get to the significance of the bathtub with the masonry and stuff like that, and the cults and stuff. And because a lot of that stuff is fact. There's a lot of things that are literally set up to where this is portrayed in a certain piece of art, and it literally happened. These are things that people made up and just started making a YouTube video about. These are actually documented, put in books, and have been shown in the same fashion. Could be a coincidence, but again, there are a lot of coincidences, and you have to think sometimes. So let's just say Whitney Houston, bam, she's gone. The world is like, I grew up on Whitney Houston, but I didn't grow up with Whitney Houston. So I felt it as, oh wow, she died. You know what I mean? It was a thing, but it didn't hurt me. It wasn't for me to be hurt. But that generation above me were hurt. They grew up with the voice of an angel, the voice of Whitney Houston. Wow, she's amazing. And she just dies, like just straight dies. No peaceful, no, it's just as if like it just came crashing down to hit pow at the right time. It just doesn't feel right. It's just something seems off. I just feel it just doesn't have that right tune to it to actually feel like an accident. And just like this Kobe situation does. Kobe was, in a way, probably one of the most powerful people in the world right now. And without even really knowing Kobe, if I describe Kobe to you right now, you would kind of get it. Kobe Bryant was a professional basketball player pretty much by the time he was 18 years old. He died at 41. So imagine the place right now. You're in mid-90s. You're going to the NBA, and you're going to the Los Angeles Lakers, the most Hollywood team ever. And you're the star for 20 years. You win championships. You play with all the greats. You're in Hollywood all the time. I remember as a kid seeing Kobe on Nickelodeon. If you know what Nickelodeon is, then that says a lot. Imagine somebody like, if you know basketball, imagine somebody like Lonzo Ball. Well, I mean, he was, but imagine if he was on the Lakers for 20 years. He's just, all the media attention he got then just continued for 20 years. That was Kobe. Kobe was everywhere. But here's the things that I feel like makes Kobe a target. A lot of people didn't like Kobe. And not saying didn't like Kobe in a way that they felt that, I want to say honestly, maybe they were a little scared of how powerful Kobe was. Kobe Bryant was on top of a different world that a lot of people couldn't take away from him. The man knew multiple languages and could go to any country in the world and be treated as a god and blend right in. He could talk to natives as if like he's been there. He talks to European players like he's still in Europe. That's a very powerful thing to have as a black American man who's a national star and athlete. He can go to Asia and start his own markets and never have to get a translator. Do you understand how important that is? He can literally go anywhere in the world and be a king. That is very hard to do. Very, very hard to do. but it also makes you very powerful. The fact that he could go to a whole other country and start in a Kobe Bryant thing without the help of really anybody. He was his own. He pretty much was his own god in his own right. And with that, people don't like that. People don't like to see somebody with so much power that they can't be controlled. And if somebody really wanted to see him, not make it because of that, I can understand. Because think about it. And not to, it's not fair to LeBron if he's not, I don't think that he's involved, like, through him. I think that the people, I feel like there are so many levels to what really goes on that I feel like the people who are above Kobe and LeBron could have something to do with this, because they know how people would assume that Kobe's life and legacy is based off LeBron. So if there ever was to post something like this, why not do it at the height, at the peak of the Kobe, LeBron, it just amazes me. LeBron is really the perfect, I don't want to say puppet for this, but it's as if he's being used as a puppet. We've been calling the man the GOAT for how many years? How many years we've been calling this man the GOAT? And what is the GOAT? Well, some people point that as to, I'm using the quote-unquote hand sign, the devil. So, what does this mean? Well, let's look at this from a sense of irony. The most tragic death ever in sports history, maybe, happened to the rival of the devil. Like, that's how that a sentence called the GOAT's rival passes away in a tragedy. Like, that's essentially that in the most negative aspect of how you could think of it. And that's how a lot of people are going to take it. The GOAT killed Kobe. LeBron killed Kobe. The devil killed Kobe. That's exactly how it's supposed to sound to some people. But why? Why? Who would want that to be heard? Who would want that to be a mindset of the people? And when you think about it, a lot of businesses, a lot of big corporations would love that. They would love to see the change in people to how, wow, everybody was like on such a, I'm going to start my own thing now. I'm going to start my own thing now. And now it's just like, you've broken them. You've completely broken half of the people. Half of the people are scared out of their minds. They're thinking helicopters are dangerous. They're thinking, what you need to understand that is there's a lot of things that go on that we just don't know. I'm doing a lot of research about this kind of thing right now, because I'm checking everybody's reactions, and I'm looking at what's really genuine, and I'm looking at who knows stuff, I'm looking at who would know stuff, and I'm looking at what's actually happening. The fact that somebody like LeBron James, biggest rifle, he's called the GOAT, all this stuff, and he literally pretty much does a memorial for Kobe Bryant the day before he dies. If you didn't know, if you put the day before Kobe Bryant dies, after Kobe Bryant dies, literally, LeBron is as if he's as if he blessed, it was just meant to be in a way. You know what I mean? It just doesn't sit right with a logical standpoint. It just can't. You can't think logical and think that makes sense. It's no way. No way. The man spit out his most deepest Kobe thoughts the night before. So on his death, no, certain people didn't say a word, and I paid attention to who those certain people were. People like Jay-Z, people like P. Diddy, people like LeBron didn't have to say anything because he just did. But if he knew something, that's exactly how you would want it. You wouldn't want to, let's say if he knew this was going to happen, but also deep down, he actually had a little respect for Kobe. He enjoyed that rivalry, but knew what was going to happen. I would want to sit there and have something to where it feels like I remembered him at least. I don't want anybody, even if people in the back of their mind say, oh, I think you did it. But you put your heart out there to say how you truly felt about the man. That's what I felt like a true LeBron James. I don't think he's a bad guy. I don't think LeBron James is some, oh yeah, I'm some secret society guy and I kill NBA players for hate. No, that's not what any, people believe in karma no matter how rich you are. Nobody wants to see somebody get hurt because they know that those things could come back. Everybody knows that. It's ethics 101. So what really could happen? I think it's just, I don't hate to use the term puppet because it just sounds so Illuminati, but it's just, you have to understand how people could really have moments like these and be changed for the rest of their lives. And things like these happen at certain times to change certain generations. Like, there is no way you could tell me it's a coincidence that the two times somebody died on the Grammys are two of the biggest stars of of generations, Kobe Bryant and Whitney Houston. Like, that just doesn't make sense. On the Grammys? Why would they, like, why? Why would Whitney Houston overdose during the day on the Grammys? Why would you take that many drugs to do that? Why would Kobe dangerously fly a helicopter on like, why would these things happen on that day? You know what I mean? It just doesn't seem right. Both on a Sunday, like, it just doesn't seem right. It just, something just doesn't sit right. Now, that's on the spectrum of if Kobe was killed by somebody or if it was somebody to gain. I still think that it could still be a setup, but what if Kobe's in on it? And I'm not sitting there to say if the man is there, I hope he rests in peace, and I hope that he's looking down on us from the grace of heaven. But let's be logical here. Let's be smart here. If Kobe Bryant was really alive right now, I would not be surprised. And I'm not saying that, oh, Kobe's alive. No. What I'm saying is, would still a lot of people gain something out of this? And yes, even Kobe would. Kobe was in a very particular situation. And because I grew up with Kobe, I see what type of person Kobe is. I'm very good at deciphering people. This is why I'm at this. This is why I'm doing this right now. Because I feel like this needed to happen for people to understand exactly what's about to happen for the next 10 years. Kobe Bryant was an American icon, but he was also a stain on American culture. You remember his whole, of course they're going to bring it up now because he's a black man. He's dead supposedly. His whole trial or whatever. Like, it got dismissed and all of that, but they were still going to bring it up to tarnish his name, which is very messed up. But in order for Kobe to enjoy his life probably the way he wanted to, he couldn't be a star anymore. Kobe could not live in the spotlight and be the Kobe I felt like Kobe truly wanted to be. I feel like Kobe did not like a lot of people. And not because Kobe is a bad person, but I feel like Kobe's seen how people see him. A lot of people thought Kobe was selfish. He's a ball hog. I think LeBron's better. Like, you got people like Jay-Z, Rihanna, like all these people like endorsing LeBron as if, like, yeah, LeBron's better, but Kobe's in LA. Like, it's just kind of weird to, like, what is your thing that you do? But Kobe, I feel like it was all part of the plan. It just feels like Kobe was his own thing, so he didn't need the Hollywood. He didn't need that after a point. After his trial, and he realized he could go over the world and still be a god, he kind of put himself above that. And I just think that he might have got powerful enough to where he found a ticket out. And I think that to close this all up, that's how you go out in a blaze of glory. If there ever was a term that could be used to be an actual thing that people can use to get out of the stardom, I think that's what it is. I don't think when people really want to get out of stardom that they actually die. I think that they make this deep plan with certain powerful people, and certain people are going to know, and certain people are never going to know, and we're part of the people that are never going to know. But two things that I pay attention to about this tragedy. Kobe died with his best friend. And no matter how much people want to say, like, well, if he was with his wife, I don't think Kobe would ever want to go to a point where people are going to think that I'm dead and want to be like, you know, oh, his entire, I think him with his daughter, the young Kobe, it just seemed too ironic to where I felt that they just didn't want the spotlight anymore. She's a young girl growing up in a harsh America. Kobe's retired. It's the type of world where I feel like you just don't want to deal with the spotlight. It's not that kind of world right now. Nobody wants to be in the spotlight. Everybody wants to enjoy their lives and build the finance to where they can care and enjoy the people they love without being judged for it. Kobe's getting cameras in his face every day. His daughter, like, getting cameras in her face every day, seeing Twitter stuff, all this stuff. You kind of want all of that to go away when you're doing it for 30 years. Kobe's been in this for 30 years. You get tired of that. And I think about it. If I was in Hollywood for 20 years, watching my daughter go through it, Hollywood, since she's been born, if I really had a chance to get away from all of that, would I really want to take it? If I could be Kobe Bryant, the legend, while enjoying Kobe Bryant, would I take it? And as Kobe, knowing how selfish Kobe is, think about it. The most selfish player, quote unquote, if he really is that, this is something that he would want to do. He wouldn't want to be Kobe Bryant. He would want to be Kobe Bryant, the legend. If I'm going to get passed by the quote-unquote GOAT, then let my legacy end to where people are going to remember me as the most iconic figure in basketball. It just feels like the perfect icing on the cake for how Kobe has he's always gotten to the point where you think you stomped on me, but I could one up this. It's the one thing that you can't do. And this is the only way he was going to be able to beat LeBron. LeBron is not going to sit there and want to go out like Kobe. No one's going to. You can't. At this point, Kobe's done what's never done before. Again. He's broken the limits of what people think is possible. And I think that this is something that's happening right now. If I was a billionaire, then I would see like, oh, okay, Kobe, you're making a billionaire move right now. But the normal person to me is thinking, oh my God, this is a tragedy. But somewhere along the line, there's a middleman. And there's a point where what I'm thinking as a normal person, what I'm thinking as a billionaire, there's a middle ground to where it all makes sense. And I think that's it right here. Kobe Bryant, either he was killed tragically for the promotion of business of his assets, and because of how powerful he got in the world and how his barriers were broken due to his high standards and intellect, or with Kobe's high standard in intellect and his assets, he was able to buy himself a way out of Hollywood. And the only way out of Hollywood, honestly, is death. You cannot just say, I don't want to be famous anymore, and just people say, okay, we'll leave you alone. That's not how it works. I think Kobe understood that, and here we are. So I leave that on this to say, enjoy your 2020. Whatever you have planned for 2020, don't forget it. Remember exactly what you wanted to do. Keep dealing with your life, because if Kobe wanted anything, and not to sound as cliche as possible, but I'm pretty sure he want that. Don't fall for it. Do not fall for it. Stay woke, my friends. Hello, world. It is January 27th, 2020, and I'm here with a message. Yesterday, Kobe Bryant died tragically in a helicopter accident with his daughter and 7 other people, including the pilot.